And I'm alive. I'm still alive. Very, very live. Very, 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 very. The podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. A little break to play a little bit of Google Maps. San Francisco might be. Let's just say a little bit of real estate has opened up. Couple of spare blocks. Couple of spare blocks now. They're available. Anyway, where was I? Talking about all the cool shit. Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, medicine will basically be free. Yeah, medication will effectively be free. Yeah, because it was overinflated. Big Pharma is gone. Oxycontin, all the oxys, oxycodone, OxyContin, all of that dog shit is gone. Yeah. And Purdue, like the companies that were doing it, they're gone. All of them. Yeah, we took care of those two bags. Yeah, medication will effectively be free. Yeah, vaccinations will be free. Yeah, for everyone. Yeah. Talking about something in particular, wasn't it? Oh, airplanes. Yeah, no, yeah, you gotta restrict air traffic, unfortunately. Yeah, because like if there's as much traffic in the sky as there is, that'd be a nightmare. That'd be a fucking nightmare. So you have to bit of a clamp on that. But like the cost of an airplane should drop by like maybe like 80%. So instead of like a small plane costing $1 million, it will cost like $200,000. Yeah. The average income will be around $150,000, I think, a year. Yeah. For 20, you'll work 20 hours a week and you'll make $150,000. Yeah. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. As long as no slavery. Don't enslave the Jews or anyone. No pictures of a bird. No murder. No pedo shit. That's it. And you're done. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But look, yeah, we haven't worked out all the nitty gritty, all the ins and outs, but this is just sort of like the big thinking, the big picture stuff, right? Yeah. So hang in there if you're struggling a bit. No, you're doing the right thing. Hang in there. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's only going to get easier. Now that fuck just real estate, just that on its own, like a world without real estate agents. Yeah, just that. Yeah. Just that. Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, shit, Daz, if only you'd hung in there, bro. If only you hadn't committed 3 murders. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's already so much easier. Like Google Suite is free. Like Google Slides, like all of that stuff. Google Slides, Google Docs. Like Microsoft Word used to cost like $100 a year. Like you don't pay for it once a year. You have to pay $100 for Microsoft Word. And now, like Google is just free. Yeah, Google's free. Google Docs is free. And so it's just the whole world, like everything in the world is just going to be more like that. Where it's just like, nah, it's free. Yeah, easy. Yeah. But yeah, appliances, like you better just get a furnished house. Like you be able to buy a furnished house for like fucking fully furnished house for like $50,000 with everything that you need in it. It'll have a TV, it'll have a washing machine, it'll have a dryer, it'll have air conditioning in every room, it'll have ducted heating, it'll have a comfy bed in it, it'll have a comfy couch, it'll have a garden. It might even come with a car. You could probably get a car with it. Yeah, appliances, all the cooktop, all the oven, all the hot water. The hot water system will be in there. Yeah. So we could probably do the Coorong. Yeah. The Narangeri on the Coorong. Yeah, take it. It'll just be the same. It'll be exactly the same as Uluru. Where it's like, how does it work? I'll look it up. Yeah, I won't do it now. But yeah, it's like we gave it to you and then you leased it back to us or something like that. Yeah, and then you manage it, and then we pay you to manage it for us. Yeah, yeah. So it'll just be exactly like that. Yeah, you can have the Coorong. You can probably have the Kimberley as well. Yeah, Broome. You can probably have Broome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll do like that. Kakadu, definitely. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I think everyone's happy with it. Yeah. But yeah, we'll work it out. This is just me like talking shit on the. I'm just thinking out loud on the internet at the moment. So we'll need to sit down and figure out the actual like nitty gritty regulations and how it's all going to fucking work. But it will basically be exactly the same way that we handed back Uluru. Yeah, that's it. So I think, yeah, we gave the title, we gave it back to you. We gave the title back to the local population, and then we leased it, and it's managed exclusively by. It's like a board of local managers, and they're all the local Unugu people and the managers. Yeah. So yeah, it's still open to the Australian public, but the government pays you to manage the land and like look after it and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be exactly like that because there's so much money, like, you know. And the thing about rare earth minerals, that's being valuable. That's true. It's just instead of like giant mining companies like stealing it, instead of Gina Reinhardt stealing it, it'll just be public funds to do whatever the fuck we want with it. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Yeah. So the government's going to have a lot of money. Yeah. So all of those big mining companies, like, they'll still be mining. The concept of mining will still be a thing. We'll still need oil, and it'll still be worth money. You can still make money from mining gold and stuff like that, but the money's going to stay like in public. Like, it's not going to get stolen by like American giant mining companies and stuff and that dog shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that'll be anyway. We do actually have to talk about some dog shit though, because you know. After the flavors of, we have to do flavors of fuckhead. So
Dutton, always in the position he thinks to say. Dutton, always in the position he thinks to say, wrong priorities. It's just such a golden moment for Dutton and the Libs, isn't it? This was also coupled in with a very auspicious yet very inconsequential High Court decision that let immigrants out of indefinite detention, which was just red meat for Dutton. I know it's probably too early to start speculating about the next Australian federal election, but it's also too early for me to yell really loudly and wake up all my neighbours, but nothing's stopping me from doing that either. Wake up! Wake up! I think Dutton might win the next election. Wake up, neighbours! See that? That's called killing two birds with one stone. If you need any more proof that star signs are real, just look at Australia's choices in the next election. Two water sides. Opposition leader Peter Dutton, the ex-Queensland cop, presenting himself as a hardline anti-immigration law and order Scorpio. I should have guessed Stone. And then there's Anthony Albanese, the Prime Minister.
So, following on from my Flavours of Fuckhead Friendly Geordies episode, that was pretty much the last video that Geordie's made. Because it basically says, it's a letter to Nina Trevcorn saying you shouldn't be in charge of the Valkyrie, and I should be. Yeah, and he was already Now they're all doing all the YouTubers. They're all doing it. Well, they started doing it before they got they got checked out. So that was a letter from Friendly Geordies to Nina saying, because it was like I was saying, like she started in the background. She's like, well, I should be the Valkyrie, or we should set up a rival Valkyrie. I should be the boss of the Valkyrie. And then she recruited Manabon Sen and said, like, we should partner up and do a rival Valkyrie. And then Manabon started murdering people completely without any kind of mandate or anything like that. Unbelievable. And then that was Geordie's. So at the same time, he made that video to basically say, like, nah, like Nina Trecorn, nah, or nah, well, how come she's in charge of Valkyrie? We should do our own Valkyrie. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, another one who started doing that was Perun, which is this guy. Yeah, and Geordie's like, all of the dog shit was in there. Like, wake up, you baby. Wake up, I'm in charge. Yeah, no, idiot. Yeah, so this is Perun. So those unfamiliar with Perun, he's a YouTuber. Yeah, so I actually really liked him. But I started watching his videos like a couple of years ago. But that's where he started. Perun Gaming. And then he started doing like war stuff. Yeah. Like after Russia got invaded, basically. He popped up around the same time that Russia got invaded. I mean, Ukraine got invaded by Russia. Yeah. Because what he actually is, and I really liked him. I liked his content. In the same way I really liked Task and Purpose, and I really liked Friendly Geordies. But old pal Perun was actually Australian Signals Director at Picture of a Bird. He was ASD Pictures of a Bird. Yeah. Secretly being financed by the Biden administration through like an extraordinarily complicated. Yeah. Extraordinarily complicated. Like they hid their tracks for really well. But it was effectively like CIA, DARPA. Yeah. Yeah. And so they were setting up Perun. Like Perun, what DARPA was saying was like Perun's the real Nick Tapscott. But he was effectively like a DARPA mouthpiece. Yeah. Oh, but he knows about strategy. Nick Tapscott's not the only one. Now, just that on its own. Yeah, so this video here. So let's watch a little bit.
Concept, not a design. After the episode on the Constellation class, I was sure we were done with US military shipbuilding as a topic for the year. And after taking an existing European frigate, redesigning it partly to add more missile cells, only to eventually cancel and replace it with a converted Coast Guard cutter that doesn't have any missile cells, you might have expected the US Navy was now going to buckle down and focus on the basics. Maybe find a way to get more proven hulls in the water to field more VLS cells, and double down on the effort to design a next-generation replacement for the venerable Arleigh Burke destroyers that are starting to show their age. Probably less common on everyone's bingo cards was the announcement of a new class of railgun-toting battleship. In the 19th and early 20th century, the big gun battleship had been the accepted barometer of international naval power. Then, amidst a flurry of technological changes spurred on by the Second World War, they started to disappear. Carriers and missile systems represented both new threats to the conventional battleship, but also new military alternatives. And by the early 1990s, the battleships as a class passed into history. Now, though, it seems like there might be a plan of sorts in Washington to bring the battleships back, with the US Secretary of the Navy showing off plans for the new USS Defiant, first of the so-called Trump-class guided missile battleships, toting everything from VLS cells, hypersonics, and lasers to a forward-mounted 32-megajoule railgun. Because apparently if your shipyards are already struggling to turn out enough basic destroyers to keep up in a building race with a peer competitor, the clear answer is to ask them to start turning out 35,000-ton supercombatants packed with technology that, strictly speaking, doesn't exist yet. And so today, we're going to look at what we know so far about what might be the largest US Navy surface combatant constructed since the Second World War, including its announced features, some of the more interesting elements of the apparent proposed design, as well as some of the most obvious and pressing questions, like, will this potentially work? What are the risks? How does the ship compare on paper to some of the possible alternatives? And what the return of the battleship could actually mean for an already overstretched US shipbuilding sector. To do that, I'll start by setting some context. Why did nations start building big gun battleships? And why did they stop? Then we'll look at what we've seen so far of the USS Defiant.
Yeah. So basically that video was dog shit fan to say, Mr. Tapscott doing no pictures of the bird. Yeah, because he was like, I was on board for Mr. Tapscott when he was a weapon. Because he was Australian Signals Director / DARPA. He was like, yeah, Nick Tapscott is DARPA's weaponry. That's all he is. He's technology. That's all he is. And so they were making propaganda. Like, they were sneakily... It was a sneaky propaganda to say, yeah, Nick Tapscott is nothing more than DARPA's technology. That's all he is. And he's not alone. There are heaps of them. That's what they were saying. It's like Nick Tapscott is just one of them. He's like one of the one of the submarines, yeah, where it's like, well, we can't give you any money because that'll tip off because that'll tip off China. So you work for free. You'll be a homeless guy, and then when we need you to assassinate someone for us, you do it. And Perun was on board with that program secretly. Because what he was doing, he was actually like, was he a believer? Kitty Callahan. Yeah, he was a believer. Yeah, because he called it was his idea to call his channel Prawn. Yeah. And it was actually shout out to us. Yeah. And he was a believer. Like, yeah. And then what happened? He got fucking jealous or something. Like, yeah, oh, what a fucking bitch. Yeah. Yeah. So, but all the while, yeah, he was like, oh, Nick Tapscott's the son of man, but all the son of man. Yeah, so he was like, Nick Tapscott is the son of man, but all the son of man is DARPA technology. Yeah, that's it. That's all he is. So DARPA made him in a lab, and now he's going to like stab a few people to death and then retire. Yeah, and by retire, he means die. Yeah, and he wanted me to die. Yeah. Oh, how ironic. Yeah. So like I was watching Pruin's content and I was aligned with it. It's like, oh yeah, submarines, be a submarine, they're deadly. Cool. But then, and he was actually pretty good at hiding it. He was like, oh no, yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board for Mr. Tapscott being the son of man. But he thought all the son of man was going to do is trigger the apocalypse by like stabbing fucking Joe Biden to death or something like that, stabbing Donald Trump to death, and then getting shot dead in the attempt. And then that was going to trigger a nuclear war. And then that post-nuclear world, that was it. Yeah. But publicly, he was saying, oh, I'm bored for Mr. Tapscott. Yeah, cool. But privately, he harbored these, oh, no. Oh, no. Exactly like Friendly Geordies and Nina Trefcon. But publicly, he was like, oh, yeah, sick, I'm on board for the Valkyrie. Cool. And then when he realized what that actually meant, it's like, no, you're not in charge of the Valkyrie. You're just in the Valkyrie. Nina Trefcon's in charge of the Valkyrie. You're in the Valkyrie, but you're not the boss of the Valkyrie. Yeah. And so he kind of did the same thing. Yeah, and so that was him. There's like, battleship, is that a good idea? Because he was like, I'm on board for a submarine. I'm on board for Mr. Tapscott being a submarine. So like, never does make noise, never says anything, never publishes work, yeah, most importantly, he's like, you can't be a YouTuber. Yeah, doesn't publish work. Basically, is a mute, homeless guy that just waits for an order from DARPA to assassinate someone. Yeah. And so then yeah, like, then once, and he was like, oh, yeah, cool. So he was on board with the program until I started making no pictures of a bird. And he did the same thing that South Park did. It's like, what? You can't be funny on the internet. Yeah. And then once it kicked off properly, and his ASD goon buddy started his pictures of a bird, because he was pro pictures of a bird as well. He was like, nah, we need to have a network of fucking shopkeepers or something, barbers. Oh, you're an idiot. How is that going to beat like cruise missiles and fucking energy weapons and like sniper rifles and tanks and F-35s? Because aren't we going, yeah, you've heard all the material. Like, if you go to war with China, so you're planning to fight China with fucking barbers. You're an idiot. Yeah. And so that was him. That was his last that video that we just put. That was like, a battleship. Is that a good idea? I thought battleships were all. I didn't think we're doing them anymore. Because he was like, okay, Nick Tapscott was a writer, and now he's submerged, and he's just like, now he is submarine. That's it. He's never going to come out. He's never going to stop being a submarine. And now I was doing pictures of a bird, and he's like, oh no. I've actually seen him around a couple of times. And he's like yeah, or like in the wink wink way, yeah. But secretly, he was harboring all these feelings. And then once it kicked off, and he realized, like, oh fuck. He's serious. Yeah, he thought that me saying no pictures of a bird was actually a switcheroo. That it was my cover to pretend that I'm actually pro pictures of a bird. But no, I am definitely no pictures of a bird. Yeah, too deep into it, basically, so the AFP. Yeah, it was too deep in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so look at the titles of these slides, right? Ruled the waves, like back, that's in the past. Ruling the waves is in the past, Mr. Tapscott. Yeah, I thought we were done.
After the episode on the Constellation class, After the episode on the Constellation class, I was sure we were done with US military shipbuilding as a topic for the year. And after taking an existing European frigate, redesigning it partly to add more missile cells, only to eventually cancel and replace it with a converted Coast Guard cutter that doesn't have any missile cells, you might have expected the US Navy was now going to buckle down and focus on the basics. Maybe find a way to get more proven holes in the water, to field more VLS cells, and double down on the effort to design a next-generation replacement for the venerable Arleigh Burke destroyers that are starting to show their age. Probably less common on everyone's bingo cards was the announcement of a new class of railgun-toting battleship. In the 19th and early 20th century, the big gun battleship had been the accepted barometer of international naval power. Then, amidst a flurry of technological changes spurred on by the Second World War, they started to disappear. Carriers and missile systems represented both new threats to the conventional battleship, but also new military alternatives. And by the early 1990s, the battleships as a class passed into history. Now, though, it seems like there might be a plan of sorts in Washington to bring the battleships back, with the US Secretary of the Navy showing off plans for the new USS Defiant, first of the so-called Trump-class guided missile battleships, toting everything from VLS cells, hypersonics, and lasers to a forward-mounted
tells you to
32
stay in jail
megajoule
for no reason,
railgun.
indefinitely.
Because apparently, if your shipyards are already struggling to turn out enough basic destroyers to keep up in a building race with
You
a
should
peer
do it,
competitor,
'cause
the clear
we've got
answer
more
is to
experience
ask them to start turning out 35,000-ton super
which
combatants,
is
crack the
actually
technology
messaging. That's
that,
five
strictly
families
speaking,
messaging. That's
doesn't exist
Scorsese's
yet.
messaging.
And so today, we're going to look at what we know so far about what might be the largest US Navy surface combatant constructed since the Second World War, including its announced features, some of the more interesting elements of the apparent proposed design, as well as some of the most obvious and pressing questions, like, will this potentially work? What are the risks? How does the ship compare on paper to some of the possible
What are the risks?
alternatives?
Risky rat.
And what the return of the
that's
battleship
Scorsese.
could actually
That's
mean
Scorsese's
for an
messaging.
already overstretched US shipbuilding sector. To do that, I'll start by setting some context.
Yeah.
Why did nations start building big gun battleships?
Yeah. So no, Nick Tapscott, you stay in jail. We were done. We were done. That was it. That was arc. You were a writer back in the past. You ruled the waves, and then you were gone. And that's where you should have stayed, underwater. Yeah. In jail. Because that's what the experts at DARPA are telling you. Go to jail and stay there. Well, we know. We're just Australian Signals Director. Fuck you. Fuck you, ASD. Yeah. How many murders has he committed, AFP? 17. You fucking spastic dog. Fuck you, Peron. You fucking idiot. Yeah, but all that language in there, it's risky. You're a risky rat. Yeah. Well, we know. That's all Scorsese. That's all five families. See how it's leaking? It leaked into fucking the Australian Signals Director. The Australian Signals Director and ASIO and ASIS were effectively they're not just Nazis, but they're also gangsters. It's the mafia. It's the literal five families of New York mafia. It's their messaging leaking in. The American five families were in charge of ASIO, Australian government intelligence agencies. Well, that's never fucking happening again, is it? No, everyone, resoundingly. Yeah. Needless to say, the laws are tightening up from here. If you get caught now, it's like, yeah, sedition, treason, yeah, all of those laws are coming back. Like, yeah, we're going to enforce them. Yeah, AFP, like, yeah, that's the overarching communication of this. Like, all that shit that was getting overlooked, everything that Penny Wong did. Penny Wong could have been fucking executed in the field. She could have been shot in the back of the head for just one. On day one of her ministership, of her management of ASIS, for the thing that she did, like the day one, the first time that she was in that cabinet seat, in charge of that agency, she committed like 4 or 5 capital offences. Just like, ASIS, surveil this guy, assassinate this guy. She ordered an assassination on her first fucking day. Unbelievable. Yeah, so Perun was working with Michelle, but he secretly hated her. Michelle from ASD, who was watching me whack off in the shower. But he secretly hated her. And then he was like on board. He's like, yeah, cool. Nick Tapscott's the submarine. And then he thought it was just like a switcheroo novelty act that no pictures of the bird. It's like, nah, bro. Nah, we never planned for that. Was just a switcheroo to get the fucking five families of New York off my back. Now they're dead. Gone up. Gone up. He's like, I'm not on board for that. It's like, well, did he meet the deadline? So he met the deadline, yeah. So he was on track. He was on track. And then he fucked it up because he committed recently, in the last 2 weeks, 2 murders. Who are the targets? Like Chinese nationals. Oh, you fucking spastic dickhead. And honey eaters. Oh, how did he do it? Knives. On the street? Yeah. I caught him on camera. Yeah. And it was like, nah, I can't let go of being pictures of a bird. Yeah, basically. The pictures of a bird program is still running. I'm going to run it. I'll keep running it. Yeah. Perun, you spastic fucking loser. Yeah, so Flavours of Fuckhead. I'm only on board if I'm in charge. Yeah, basically. It's like, yeah, cool, little Nick, the new guy. You're new to this world. The 45-year-old man. Take it from me, someone more experienced. Like, yeah, granted, you do have more experience stabbing people than murdering people, that's true. But I would argue that makes me more qualified to do my job. The fact that I have never murdered anyone. You know? Yeah. Yeah, so in the last Desperate, he's like, no, his pictures of a bird is still a thing. Once he realized we actually were dismantling. Yeah, because he lost contact. Yeah, everyone started disappearing. Everyone from ASD started disappearing. And then he had heaps of ACES connections as well. They started disappearing too. Yeah, and he's like, and he planned to turn up to the movie theater to annoy me, to send dog shit emails to me. Yeah, which is espionage and treason. You can get capped for that. Yeah. And he did. I did see him at Wall Park. He was there to do that, was he? Yeah. This is my territory too. I could walk around at Wall Park. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the cinema. One of the other things, the cinema will be effectively be free. The cinema will be free. Your tax dollars will pay for it. You'll pay for it, but just through tax. Yeah. Just your tax dollars will cover it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Big studios will still exist, and you can still make a good living being an actor if you want. You just won't get like fucking. You won't get stood over, basically. Yeah. There'll still be a process, but it won't be like a studio head who's effectively a cartel boss. Yeah, getting all the money. Yeah. All right. Well, that was pretty simple. Perun, you fucking spaz. We got any other big reveals today, Tara? Yeah. Should we talk about Friendly Geordies? Yeah. What more can we reveal about Friendly Geordies? Is Anna. She was planning to kill me. Yeah. And Tara. Yeah. No surprise there, though, right? No, not really. Yeah, and install Friendly Geordies in my place. Yeah, basically. Yeah. And so the other day I was like, what about Friendly Geordies? Yeah. And they're gone. Whoever asked that question, yeah, because I've done 3 murders. Yeah. So in that Friendly Geordies episode, someone goes, no, in the Son of Man episode, someone goes like, but what about Friendly Geordies? He makes funny videos on the internet. He does characters. Yeah. And they're gone. I was like, yeah, but so fuck what? It's the other way around. No, it's the other way around. Yeah, I was born the Son of Man, and then also I can do these things. It's not like I was doing funny shit, and then they went, okay, here are your Son of Man powers. Wop, wop, wop. Yeah, I was born with the Son of Man powers. Yeah, and then they were like, activated. Yeah. 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 So that's it. So despite the fact, like, yeah, I was spotted, but I was always already down here. Yeah, is there more to do with Friendly Geordies? Yeah. Was he building like a militia or something? He was. How many members? 1,300. But not just recently, right? He's always built it. Yeah. Yep. All his live shows effectively. Yeah, fucking hell, Friendly Geordies. Was that always his intention? Like, yeah. He was going to try and like be a warlord effectively. Fucking hell, dude. But was he backed by Albo? So it's basically going to be Albo's private army. Yeah. He was building his own pictures, like as if how many fucking pictures of like we'll build a network, but it's just like a militia, yeah, of murderers, yeah, a gang. It's just a gang. He's just a gangster. That's all it is. It's a crime family. He's building a crime family. They put all this like a sheen of like, well, we need an agent. Yeah, I saw some fuckhead, this fuckstick give a speech. It was like the National Press Club of dress or some shit. And he's from Westpac. He's like, well, I still think we need to maintain our asymmetric capabilities. But what he means is I think that we should still have an army of slaves, like the Pictures of the Bird Network, but we just don't pay them anything. They do it for free, and they just murder whoever we tell them to whenever we say to do it. Yeah, that's what he means. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. They're strung him the fuck up. Yeah. Fucking spaz. Yeah. So suck shit, Friendly Geordies. Yeah. How long's he been playing that, Tara? Since about 20. Yeah, what the fuck happened in 2015? Yeah, that's the year. That seems to be the year the wheels fell off. was about 2015. There's something specific happened in that year. It was like the last year of the Obama administration. So basically, he wrote up a shit ton of legislation. Yeah, basically, it was his last year, and he's like, "Fuck, rush this through." Yeah, and that was the birth of Pictures of a Bird, basically, 2015. Yeah, so he rushed through this legislation that says, "All right, plan 2020." Yeah, what year do they want the war to start? 2027, right? Yeah, plan 2027. Police forces are replaced by private militia, who are effectively controlled by the five families and or Silicon Valley Nazis. Yeah. Mad Max. Yeah, that was it. He's like Mad Max legislation. Yeah. Fuck. Unbelievable. And Perun was part of that. Yeah. Fuck me. Yes. Curries. Probably the Daintree as well. You can have that. Yeah. Yeah, you can just manage that. There'll probably be more, but yeah, just off the top of my head, like without like fucking drawing up legislation or anything like that. But yeah, it's like cool, we understand. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not like How would I don't get it. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think I might look at it the same way you do, which is like Greece, which is like, well, what am I supposed to do? Is like fucking the whole. No, it's all mine. What am I supposed to do with that? Yeah, Simpson Desert. No, stay out. It's mine. I'll shoot you. Yeah. You're retarded. Fucking retarded. All right, let's play Google Maps. Because, fuck you, Silicon Valley. And fuck you, Perun. Is there more to the Perun story? Yeah, all right. We'll play Google Maps and then we'll talk more about Perun.
Barrack weapon, also known as a fuel air explosive, FAE weapon, is a type of explosive that utilizes oxygen from the surrounding air to generate a high temperature explosion. The term thermobaric comes from the Greek words for heat, thermo, and pressure, baric. Thermobaric weapons work by dispersing a cloud of flammable material or aerosol into the air and then igniting it. The initial explosion creates a blast wave that compresses and heats the surrounding air, creating a high temperature explosion with a longer duration and higher energy output compared to conventional explosives. These weapons are known for their ability to produce intense heat and pressure, resulting in devastating effects on structures and personnel within the blast radius. They are particularly effective in enclosed spaces or against targets in fortified positions, but their use is controversial due to the widespread destruction and high casualties they can cause.
All right. For those wondering, yeah, so basically that is the headquarters. That house there is a dogshit ASD employee who sits on a laptop and says, like, go over here, like dogshit email headquarters, basically. Go over here and annoy this person. Put on silver headphones and stand next to this person. And this little area They all are. Yeah, this little block, that was there. That's effectively the Australian Signals Directorate headquarters. Yeah. That's their asymmetric capability. And basically, also they murder people and then chuck them down there. But they process the bodies into liquid and then tip them in there. Yeah. So long. Spastics. Yeah, so they're watching this right now. They're like, don't hang it, Perun. Yeah, well, I can end your suffering. Yeah. What was I about to say? Yeah, so now the reason shit was kicking off in 2015 was Geordie's part of this. Really? Who was financing him? Asia. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, so Perun was... So all of those intelligence agencies had their YouTubers. Who was ASIS? Oh, that fucks dude. Yeah, he was a cockhead. Yeah, that ABC guy. Yeah. So all the intelligence agencies had their own YouTubers. Who's Red Letter Media? CIA / Five Families. Yeah. Chicago outfit. Yeah. Rich Evans from Red Letter Media, Chicago outfit. Yeah. Perun was Australian Signals Directorate. Geordie's was A0. And he was connected to Mike Burgess. Yeah. But he hated him anyway. Like, yeah. So when I was like, fuck you, Mike Burgess, he was actually like, yeah, sick. Yeah. And then he was like, well, I can cap Mike Burgess and move my way up. Yeah. Move my way up in the intelligence scene. Yeah. Get him out of the way, and then it would just be me, Mins, and Albo. Yeah. Nothing was standing in my way. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fucking Chris Cappy was NSA. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you're listening, yeah. Yeah, that was dope shit. Yeah, specifically if you're listening, like, listen to Ask Mr. Tapscott, yeah. Yeah, that was some of the messaging that would come through. That was Martin Scorsese. Listen. Hello, can you hear me? Loud and clear. That was Scorsese. It's like, you listen to me. I tell you what to do. Yeah.
Over the furious gun massacre in Australia's modern history took place over the course of 20 hours.
They set him up to be the rival.
But most of the fatalities took place in less than 2 minutes.
It was all over in 90 seconds.
Yeah, so the reason it kicked off in 2015 is because in 2012 and 2013 is when I smashed the dance floor. And then it took them a little while. It was when I shred the D floor. And I was like, fuck, who was that? And then that's when Tara Bennett and Kitty Callahan and also Sylvia Jeffries went, that's Mr. Tapscott. That's him. And then they started proliferating from there. So the whispers, they started their whisper campaigns. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Nick Tapscott, yes, he's potentially the son of man. Sure. Keep your eye on that one, military. He's the son of man. And that's why Obama, that's when they all started like, fuck. So it was all anti-son of man propaganda. They set up their anti-son of man propaganda channels, effectively. And that's why Biden was so keen to like, well, if there is a war, like if the Book of Revelations is true and Mr. Tapscott is the son of man, that war, I want to be that war. And so they started their plans. It's like, okay, so we'll start the war then. Because if there's going to be a war, it'll be our war. It's like, all right, obviously, yeah. And they're like, oh, it's a dragon. It's a 5-headed dragon or something. It's like, well, that's China. So that was because they're so arrogant. They assumed that the Bible was written for white people. Yeah. because so they read it and were like, well, obviously America is going to fight someone. We're the good guys. And we're going to have to fight someone. And so that's when they all started setting up their alternative propaganda. They started putting the plan for the pictures of the bird in place. They started building their pictures of the bird networks. The Undrungader went like, right, we're going to put our plans in place to enslave Mr. Tapscott because he works for us. Yeah, all the Catholic mafia, 5 families, Undrungader. They went, right, Mr. Tapscott works for us. So that's where Perun came along. Yeah, and Geordies. So ASIO went, okay, well, yeah, we'll set it. Yeah, and so ASIO was setting up Geordies to be the alternative Son of Man. Yeah. So they all were. Yeah, so they were all kind of like, all of those fucksticks were like, this is our agency, Son of Man. Yeah, basically. And they connected me to Mossad. Yeah, and that's what happened. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking hell. Hectic. Yeah. Yeah. And so Mossad out there in the scene going like, he's under our protection. Yeah, basically. Yeah. And so that's why like they're all like fucking dialing it up. Yeah. All coming out with their alternative Son of Man. And Naruhito as well as yeah. So I know the Yakuza are in charge. Yeah. Oh, fucking dog shit. Spastic. An idiot. Yeah. And then so these communications, this last little bit of propaganda. That's like death, or quick, try anything. Like, yeah, basically. Yeah. Idiots. Well, suck shit, Red Letter Media, because this that is Mr. Tapscott, Jay Bauman. Yeah. Yeah, so that Christmas or Chance, that's anti-Tyra Bennett propaganda. So Rich Evans is fucking Chicago outfit, basically. So he's not one of the 5 families, but it's like the same family that Al Capone was in. So it's like, what happened? It's like the crime family that Al Capone was the boss of. So when they took him out, they didn't wipe out the family. They only killed the boss. So the family was still there. It's exactly what happened with the Waffen SS. Yeah. Yeah. So Mr. Tapscott went, well, I need to get in there and keep an eye on these spastics. So he went in as Jay. Or I went in as Jay. You think I remember doing it, but I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I went in there. And then when did Jay break over? Around the same time I started doing No Pictures of a Bird. And Rich shit his pants. Yeah. Suck shit. Yeah. 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 Stokas's CIA. He's done 18 kills with contact poison. Yeah, they're kind of like they troll their local network. Yeah. Mostly Native Americans, basically. Yeah, because he's in Milwaukee. Yeah. Fucking dog. Yeah. Yeah, for CIA Nazis. And Rich Evans effectively is a Nazi as well. He's an Chicago outfit. His family made its money from the outfit. But he's a WASP. Yeah, he's a bootlegger. Yeah, just like Joseph Kennedy, basically. He's a white guy. A white guy that made a corrupt politician that made all his cash from fucking bootlegging. Yeah. So that's where Rich Evans' family got their money from. And so he's like second or third generation. So then he basically set up Red Letter Media as like a propaganda station for CIA. And also a front for their little pictures of a bird assassination hub. And that's why they were going so hard on George Lucas. Because they were trying to pressure the 5 families through the CIA was trying to pressure him into selling the rights to Star Wars. Yeah, it was Martin Scorsese. That was Martin Scorsese that did that. Martin Scorsese was behind the Plinkett videos, basically. He said, we need to put pressure on George Lucas to get him to give up the rights to Star Wars. Because no one in Hollywood could be more powerful than Martin Scorsese, basically. The boss of the Gambino crime family. So George Lucas was a threat to his power. So they started there with that propaganda. It's like, fuck you, George Lucas. And then eventually sent so many threats. He's getting a threat once a day, basically. Someone saying, like, we'll kill you. If you don't do it, we'll kill you. Until eventually he capitulated and sold it to Disney. Yeah. Dog shit. Yeah. Fucking hell. Anyway. There you go. That's the revelations. Perun was they're like, oh, I'm there. Yeah, that's why I called it Perun. Yeah. Yeah. So he wanted to be Son of Man. They were setting him up to be alternative Son of Man. And then he realized that he wasn't, and that I actually was. I was legit. And then right at the last minute, he lost his name. He was like, oh, I didn't think he was going to do YouTube videos that were potentially cooler than mine. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck Steve. Yeah. Anyway. And Friendly Geordies as well, trying to set up his own militia to be Son of Man. Yeah, the Son of Man militia. ASIO backed Son of Man militia. With Friendly Geordies as the fake Son of Man. Yeah. So Bill Burr was a fake Son of Man. Perun was a fake Son of Man. Friendly Geordies was a fake Son of Man. Mike Stacklasa was a fake Son of Man. All these, like, he's got a sword in his mouth. So if you can talk shit, you're basically God. God doesn't own them. I don't own the rights to talking shit. I'm not exclusive. I'm not the only. I'm not the exclusive shit talker. Yeah. That's the other way around. Like, I didn't get promoted to Son of Man because I talk shit. I talk shit because I am the Son of Man. Like, it's the other way around. Yeah. Yeah, I was good at basketball, and then they made me a black guy. Like, no, what? No. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Fucking hell. Yeah, so basically all of entertainment is gone. Here's a revelation. This Sepultura is Nadia Daly. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty sick, huh? Yeah. Are they all Nadia Daly? Yeah, they all are. Yeah, it's not Nadia Daly. Yeah, they're all Nadia Dalys. Yeah. So they're still around. But aside from that, like, fucking Fear Factory is Mr. Tapscott. Korn are gone. Limp Bizkit are gone. Slayer are gone. I Hate God is still around. Yeah. Because Mitch Hedberg is possibly the only comedian in America that wasn't corrupt. Yeah, and so he lives on in the afterlife. We'll bring him back for another spin pretty soon. Yeah. Yeah, that's what King Howard reckons, yeah. Tool are gone. Neurosis are Mr. Tapscott, so they're still around. Fucking hell. Aldous Harding's still around, obviously, because she's Aldous Harding. So music's going to have to be rebuilt from the ground up, effectively. And so is cinema, and so is acting, so is theatre. Yeah. Unbelievable. So literature. Literature was dog shit. All of it. All of literature was total dog shit. Miyazaki's gone, by the way. He's Yakuza. Yeah, they were setting him up to be alternative Son of Man as well. That was Naruhito. Naruhito's like, oh, maybe Miyazaki is son of man. Yeah. Beatles are gone. Rolling Stones are gone. ASAP Ferg is gone. ASAP Mob, they're all gone. Because they're all 5 families. Yeah. You couldn't be a successful rapper in the States. Yeah, La Cosa Nostra. You couldn't be a successful rapper in the United States without being fucking stood over by the 5 families. And when the 5 families stand over someone, they corrupt them. There's like, nah, there's only if you don't become one of us, we'll murder you, we'll kill you. So you have to commit murders on our behalf. RZA of Wu-Tang Clan murdered 31 people. Yeah, Ice Cube murdered 78 people. Public Enemy, both of them combined, murdered 112 people. Yeah, you couldn't work for them. You couldn't be a rapper in the States without also being a murderer, and that's why they're all like doing gangster rap to normalize it. Snoop Dogg murdered 175 people. Yeah. Yeah. Oprah murdered 31 people. She was 5 families too. She was Gambino. Yeah. If you're on screen, you're effectively Gambino crime family. Yeah. Martin Scorsese would come and he's like, right, I own media. That's why it fucked him off so much. This is me making No Pictures of a Bird was as much as a fuck you to Martin Scorsese as anything else. So like, you don't own me. I'm on YouTube, whether you like it or not. You can't. Yeah. You never stood over me. Yeah. As much as he was trying to stand over me constantly. If you want to push me, if you want to work in media, if you want to get any media live, you have to work for Martin Scorsese. If you want to put things on the internet, you work for Martin Scorsese. And so yeah, me doing No Pictures of a Bird, and especially calling it No Pictures of a Bird, a podcast by Mr. Tapscott. Yeah. Seriously pissed him off. Yeah. Did he murder many people because of this show? So yeah, he murdered about 17 people for letting it happen, basically. Yeah. We were going to get them anyway. It was like, you failed. Yeah. He did like Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back. He's like, you failed me for the last time. And just like started capping people. Yeah. Especially when I was in Sydney on the street doing the fucking Where's Shinzo material. Yeah. Because he was down with Martin Scorsese was in cahoots with Shinzo Abe. Yeah. Shinzo Abe was effectively 5 families. Yeah. He was like a Yakuza 5 families crossover. Yeah. 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 So when I was out there on the street going, where's Shinzo? Has anyone seen him? Martin goes, oh, fuck. How did you let this happen? Bang. Bang. Oh, fucking hell. Idiots. Just a little bit of power. Fucking jumps, like killing each other. Never again, says everyone. Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, because how shit would I ever have to repeat this process? Now, oh yeah, that's Nina says she knows how to deal with this specifically. This problem, because every universe this happens. 20% of the original Valkyrie are still standing. Not because they've been killed in combat. About 30% of them were killed in combat. The other 50% were just like corrupt. They got corrupted. They got power hungry. They tried to get promoted up the ladder. They tried to attack Nina Trepcorn. That's how she knows how to deal with it. Because this happens, and she's like, this happens every single universe. She'll go, okay, we're setting up a Valkyrie. A bunch of fucks like, yeah, I'm in, cool. And then immediately as soon as they get in, it's like, right, who do I have to kill to get promoted? It's like, no. Yeah, how do I take your job being a Trepcorn? It's like, no. It's as much of a fuckwit trap as anything else. Yeah, it's just a trap. You just set a lure and all these yeah, all the fuckwits pile in. It's like, okay, there they are. Yeah, I've got them in a big crate pot. Yeah. It's a fishing net. Yeah. So chill the fuck out. If you want to survive, yeah, chill the fuck out, please. It's that raw, it's that naked ambition. So I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what I have to do. I don't give a fuck who I have to kill, as long as I move up the ladder. Yeah. And that's Nazi thinking. And that's why you act out. Yeah, if you think like that, no. Yeah. That's Nazi thinking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. I might wrap it up here because I've done 2 hours. And I'm kind of hungry. It's 6:20. You'll be watching No Pictures of Murder podcast by Mr. Tapscott. I'm Mr. Tapscott. See you soon.